here at 38.74 and just go ahead and draw it up. And actually you would know ahead of time how many pips this is going to be, which would be a 167 pip move based on that line, and it absolutely was. So that's a long right there. Okay, and I'm going to pause it real quick. Okay, here we go. We got another one here, and I'm just trying to set this up so it'd be blind like it really is in real life. So, okay, so we got our entry to go long here. Sorry, the candles are all smashed up, but I had to zoom in to make it look real time. So anyway, but you would see, like, you know, this is like a pretty good uptrend right here. It doesn't look big on these fat candles, but anyway, so we got our signal. We got in, we'll just say we got in right around somewhere at the top of this candle, because that's where we would have done it. So you go to your retracements. So you say you're in already. Okay, all you're doing is looking for a profit target. And since we're going short now, it's going to be the opposite of what we did last time. So for a short, you want to click at the bottom of the candle after it closes. So you got to be in one full candle. You do not do this until the candle closes and you're already in the next one. Once that happens, you would click on the bottom of this candle and drag up to the most recent high, which is kind of hard to see on these fatties, but I'm going to say it's that little point right there. And all we care about is this number. So at that time, you would go enter in your, bring up your FXCM, click limit, and drag it, or type in 141.41. Okay? And then we will see how this played out. Whoa. Okay. Let's, I'm going to go zoom, reset everything here. And where were we? Right over here. Okay. Let me zoom back in. Sorry, that was confusing. It's kind of a little bit not so user-friendly as the stuff we're kind of used to. There we go. That's a much better view. Okay. So this was our entry again. Once again, this looks a lot better. And you can see right away we were in the money, and then it pulled up. Could not break this the 23 line, percentage line, which you don't see. And then just continued on a down move. And let's see if we would have ever hit our profit target. Let's see. And as you can see, we would have absolutely been taken out of this trade at the 9 p.m. candle on the 1st. So we opened this up on the 1st at 9 a.m. and 12 hours later, somewhere along this dip, we would have been taken out. And again, you can see it hit the 161.8, but then again, we want to take a more cautious approach. So, but anyway, you can see that it worked again, and it works every time. So let's go ahead and measure this move, which we could have done anyway, but let's just we'll call the middle of that candle our entry, and we went down to that line. It's a 59 pip move. Okay. And the most we could have gotten out of was 77, so great, we did really good. Okay, set another one up real. Okay, I'm gonna set up kind of a crappy one here, but I just want to show you that how Fibonacci plays out in this one. And I can't make it look real time because I'm at the max of the data. So anyway, we would get our entry to go long on this one. Okay, so we would have been in, somewhere right around here, 39.80ish. And since we're going long, we'll click on we're in. Say we're in the trade already. Well, now this first candle is closed, and man, it was a high one, that's for sure. So we're going to go from the most recent high, and since this candle would have already been closed, this would have been the recent high. So we would click on the high of this candle and drag it down to the candle we were just in, the same candle, to where it closed. And let's see. I'm sorry, that's not correct. That is not correct. Since we're going long, we would click on the most recent high, which really should be probably this. I'm going to say, right, I'm going to click on my Fibonacci again. Okay, let's try this again. Down here, and to the bottom of that candle, and there you go. And as you can see, this would have been a bad trade, unless you're in it for a really long time, which we couldn't be. So that sucks. That's a bad. And I'm wondering now if that even if this one would have met our criteria. And I don't have William percentage of R on here. But anyway. Well, that's one. I mean, you know, technically, yeah, well, whatever. Well, that was a bad example. Okay, here I'm back now. I got the Canadian up, and I've never looked at this one. So I wanted to do something I hadn't looked at yet. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this area, which is this long signal we've gotten right on here. Okay. So we got a long, even though it looks like it's moving against us, we get the long to get in. And click on our Fibonacci. And we're in the trade already. So this candle is closed, and now we're looking at this one, and we're like, said go long, but we're looking negative. And since it's long, I'm going to take the most recent high, where it changed direction significantly, which is called a swing high. So in this case, I'm going to call it this peak right here. And I'm going to drag it to the bottom of my entry candle. And I'm going to go type in 1094 as my target. And I'm going to scroll over here. And you would see that we got taken out of this trade at 4 a.m. And let's call our entry right here. So we're looking at that was about right. I'm just trying to figure out what the profit was. So click and drag down to where we got in. It's a 73 pip profit right there. Now let's see what would have happened if I picked a different fractal high, and which would have been this huge one here. Still trying to learn this software. Let's just say this was the major high, which is right on that line. Right there, okay. Alright. And this is something, you know, I mean, you can't be right every time. So, I mean, you can't always get it right every time. So we're going long. So we click on this super high up here. And then drop it to our, and this is going to be ridiculously high. Wow. So, and I'll go ahead and just reset the view here. And you can see we clearly nailed our profit way up here, which was significantly more than what we would have had. Which would have been, I'll call it, almost 200 pips on that move by using that most recent high, by using this recent high. So, I mean, there you go. That's another good example. So, anyway, I hope this has been informational. So, once again, when you get a buy, a go long signal, you try to find the most recent high, and you drag it down to the close of your entry candle. Okay, and when you're selling it short, you are, like this example over here, when you sell it short, you wait for the candle to close, you click on the bottom of that candle and drag it up. Okay, I'll just do this one really quick. Okay, so it looks like we're short on this candle right here. Looks like this signal. So click on the bottom after it closed, and then click on the most recent high, which is right there. And our target would have been there, and we easily would have made that, and there's been a lot more to make. But having said that, we would be in somewhere right around here, and exit at the 138.94, almost a 100 pip move. Can't ask for more than that. So there you go. So when you're going short, you wait for your candle to close, you measure the bottom of that candle up to the most recent high.